At Balfour Beatty Communities, our primary focus is keeping our nation's military members and their families safe and comfortable in their homes and our community. We would like to take a few minutes of your time to discuss some important community and residential hazards. Awareness and prevention to these hazards is the key to keeping your family safe and free from injury in your home. First, let's talk about fire safety. Stove fires continue to be the #1 cause of residential fires, and they are often a direct result of unattended cooking. As a reminder, never store items in the broiler area of your stove. This area gets extremely hot and can cause additional fire hazards if used incorrectly. Whenever you're using your stove, please remember to stay in the kitchen and remain attentive to whatever it is you are cooking. If you plan on cooking outdoors using a turkey fryer or a barbecue, please make sure to inspect these items first and operate them in accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations. Barbecues and turkey fryers must be at least 10 feet away from buildings and structures when in use. If you are using a charcoal grill, when finished, be sure to extinguish the used coals with water. Only then is it safe to leave the grilling area and dispose of the used charcoals. And as a friendly reminder, all campfires or bonfires are not permitted. It is important to develop a home evacuation plan in the event of a fire in your home. Having a plan in the event of an emergency will keep you safe and calm. Start by sketching a floor plan of your home with your family members. Make sure you note all potential exit routes and the location of your fire extinguishers. If you have children, practice fire drills with them often and establish a meeting point or a fire-free place your family can gather in the event of a fire. For your safety, we recommend equipping your home with a fire extinguisher. Make sure it is easily accessible and all adults in your household are familiar with its location. We advise using your payday to check your gauge. Be sure the needle on the gauge is in the green area and that there is no sign of physical damage to any part of the extinguisher's cylinder. In the event of a fire in your home, call 911 to ensure that the fire department will be responding regardless of whether you think you can extinguish the fire yourself. If you intend to use your fire extinguisher, be sure to use the PASS or PASS system. P. Pull the pin. A. Aim the nozzle at the base of the fire. S. Squeeze the handle. And S. Sweep the nozzle from side to side. Your home has been equipped with smoke detectors. We will test your detectors whenever we perform a maintenance task in your home. Smoke devices have been known to save many lives. However, parents should be aware that young children may sleep through an alarm sound and may need evacuation assistance. If your smoke detector activates, please call 911 and get all family members out of the house as quickly as possible. Household fires can also result from the use of space heaters and unattended candles. If you are using a space heater, be sure to provide at least 3 feet of space between the heater and any other objects. When using candles, never place them by combustible material and never leave them unattended. Please note that the use of fireworks is not authorized in your community. Second-story windows may cause a falling hazard to children. Remember to always place a child's bed or anything children can climb at a safe distance away from the window. Please also be aware that mini blind cords may also pose a serious risk to a child's safety. To reduce risk of injury or strangulation, the mini blind cords and strings have been separated and shortened to a length, which is very difficult for a child to reach. Never tie these two separated strings together, as this increases the risk of injury. Always make sure the strings are separated. In homes, most injuries from falling can usually be avoided. Be safe. Never stand on a chair or similar item to reach high-placed objects, and remember to keep your stairways clean and free of clutter to avoid tripping. poisons. Every household contains poisons or medication that is extremely hazardous to children. Always keep them out of a child's reach and completely inaccessible. Utilize child cabinet locks and latches where they are needed. Also, keep the poison control number marked on your refrigerator or somewhere that is easily accessible in case of an emergency. Water hazards. Your water heater temperature has been set to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. This should provide adequate hot water for you and your family. Be advised, however, that water temperatures above 120 degrees Fahrenheit can cause severe burns. We advise that you do not adjust the water temperature setting yourself. If you feel your water temperature needs an adjustment, we ask that you submit a service request for maintenance to assist in adjusting the setting. Finally, never leave a small child unattended in a bathroom or tub. It's a good idea to be aware of the local environment and any hazards of your new community. For example, some areas in your community may be prone to flooding during periods of heavy rains. Ditches that would seem dry and harmless can quickly become fast-growing and dangerous. Hurricanes and tornadoes are also common in some areas. Make sure you are familiar with the location of nearby shelters, and remember, there is no harm in being overly cautious. Make sure to stay inside and stay on top of the weather updates in your area. In case of an emergency, such as power outages, water shutoff, gas outages, or severe weather notifications, we will alert you through our voice broadcasting system where a message is sent directly to your phone. Please make sure we have your current phone number on our list by contacting the Community Management Office. Try to educate yourself and your children to the local issues or any indigenous animals that may require additional knowledge and understanding. Playgrounds are fun places for children, but keep their risk of injury to a minimum by constantly supervising their play. When driving through your neighborhood, always remember to take caution when crossing any roadway. Driveways, too, can be a hazardous zone for children to play. A 360-degree walk-around circle for safety should always be performed just prior to moving a vehicle. It only takes 30 seconds, but it's worth your time in order to prevent a tragedy. Balfour Beatty Communities would like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video.